Hello folks, Everchanger here for episode 13 of Pokémon Liquid Crystal. Last time we made our way through Ilex Forest, but not before having an encounter with a new character named Axel. And in this episode we are going to be continuing onward to Goldenrod City and seeing the sights. Now, full disclosure, I haven't recorded for about a week, so if I'm a little bit rusty, please forgive me. Got a trainer right up here. So I'm recording this on the first day of the Pokemon World Championships. And to be honest, I've found it quite hard to tear myself away from that live stream to come do this because the skill on display at the World Championships is like nothing I have ever seen before. It's incredibly, incredibly impressive. In fact, just a little while ago I saw an American whose name escapes me get completely wrecked by a Japanese person whose name also escapes me. And it's just the power and knowledge that it requires to be at the World Championships is absolutely incredible. It's quite the sight, to be honest. Man, I'm just gushing over the World Championships. I've always wished I could be that good, but I've never devoted the time and energy and willpower into getting to be that strong, or even close to half that strong. So now I'm just sitting here playing newbie Pokemon. This level of difficulty that they're showing in Pokemon Liquid Crystal is like nothing compared to the World Championships. It's just amazing. Just destroying this trainer here, youngster Sam. And it's raining on this route, which is interesting. I like how they integrated the weather into like all the routes in this game pretty much, instead of just the select few that they opted for in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It makes the world feel more alive, and we got Croconaw to level 23 right here. Gonna need some good old leveling up for the gym battle ahead, because I'll be honest, I've never actually had that much trouble with Whitney's Miltank. I don't know why, maybe it's just I was a little bit strong by then because I wouldn't use repels that often and I would fight every single wild battle. But yeah, I've never really had a lot of trouble with Miltank, but I have a feeling that it might change here, so I might actually do some training in between episodes to make sure I don't get completely destroyed. Because I don't want to record half an episode and then just lose completely badly to Whitney, so I want to try and build in some redundancy to make sure I'm strong enough for the challenge. Pokefan Don only has one Pokemon, he's got a Snubbull here. Have to remember that in this game Snubbull is a normal type, and Pokemon X and Y it was retyped to the new Fairy type. I really like the addition of the Fairy type. It adds a bit of a interesting counterbalance to the Dragon types, which is very, very awesome. And it's quite interesting to see that there's actually another non-effectiveness type matchup. If you try and attack a Fairy with a Dragon, absolutely nothing will happen. It's weird, there's only like 6 or 7 matchups such as that in the whole game, so I think it's interesting when they add in a new one. Although I have a feeling we won't be seeing any new types for quite a while. Now that Fairy is in, we might see some matchup changes in Generation 7, like the Steel nerf in X and Y, but other than that, don't think we'll be seeing too terribly much on that front. Practice battle, this seems very real to me. I've also been playing a lot of Pokemon X recently, and I'm actually like quite enjoying it again. I mean, I've played Pokemon Y, I've played it completely through. I just bought the game and didn't sleep until I was done. But yeah, I've been playing Pokemon X at a bit of a slower pace, and I really, really like what they've got going there. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's just the scope of the world. The world does seem quite a bit bigger than previous regions. I think the only region that would be able to give it a run for its money would probably be the Sinnoh region. The Sinnoh region was quite large. But like Kalos, having that massive Pokedex and just a lot of different towns in between the ones with the gyms in them, I don't know, I really like it. We got poisoned right here. I'm going to have to heal that off once this battle is over. Alright, Bulbasaur coming out. I believe this character did actually have a Bulbasaur in the original game, so that's interesting. Although the person who had a Charmander on the route to the east of Violet City, I'm pretty sure that was new to this. Alright, we got a level 20 Bulbasaur. Don't know why it isn't an Ivysaur by now, but let's see what Gust can do. I'm actually using a Pidgeotto, now a Pidgeot, in my Pokemon X playthrough, and I don't know if it's in a lot of games, but in that game in particular, it learns Wing Attack very late. Like, I was rocking Gust all the way up until about level 38 before it learned Wing Attack, which was incredibly frustrating, to be honest, because a bunch of my other Pokemon could just dish out damage on such a higher caliber, it was getting a bit frustrating. And I'm asleep, which is quite the chore right now. I think we're going on like turn number 3 of sleep. Ouch. I don't know why, but once again in my Pokemon X playthrough, it feels like Pokemon awaken from sleep a lot more. I think they did officially nerf it, but I'm not positive as to the extent of it. Just taking these razor leaves like a boss. Now, up ahead on this route here, there is the Pokemon Daycare Center, and it should be interesting to see what they have there, because there was an interesting gift that they had for you only in the English version of Pokemon Crystal. So it should be interesting to see what they got for us up there. Alright, Hoppip. Hoppip will definitely go down real quick, because statistically speaking, Hoppip is like one of the worst Pokemon in the whole game. People always go after Magikarp for being the worst Pokemon, but statistically speaking, the worst Pokemon is actually Sunkern. I believe it has base stats of 30 across the board, which is an absolute joke, and it doesn't really get a lot better when it gets to Sunflora. I suppose it would be interesting to hear if they were ever to introduce a Mega Evolution for Sunflora. That could be pretty interesting if they could make it a bit more viable. It will be interesting to see if they're going to stick with just Mega Evolutions for older Pokemon, or if they'll start adding in new regular evolutions for old Pokemon in later games. We'll just have to wait and see what they're going to do. Alright. Oh yeah, I'm poisoned. Let's heal that back off real fast. I think I got something. Antidote, way up here at the top of the list. Completely missed it. Alrighty. And we're cured of poisoning. Awesome. I always thought it interesting how they just nerfed and nerfed and nerfed poisoning for each generation, because here it's like the same as it's always been. You walk around until your poisoned Pokemon faints, but then in Diamond and Pearl, once it hits 1 HP, it'll be magically cured. And then in Black and White and onwards, they don't even take damage outside of battle at all, making it more akin to Burn. In fact, I think it's a bit weaker, because Burn has an attack stat debuff with it. And I do not believe Poison has any sort of debuff to it, so that's pretty interesting. Alright, we're getting a potion on Mankey right here. That's always lovely. Alright, I think one more water gun should do it, and I believe the rain is powering up my water gun, so that's a pretty good little bonus. I don't remember exactly because it's been quite a while, but I do not believe it was raining at the end of the last episode on this route. Because all I do at the end of these episodes is I save, turn off the game, and then just restart it at the beginning of the next episode. No unnecessary off-screen stuff in between unless it's some sort of training, and I always tell you guys about that. Alright, let's see if we can one-shot this Diglett. That would be awesome. And yes, one-shot on Diglett. Awesome. So I did some checks on about how much the levels have been changed, and Bugsy's Pokemon in this remake are 6, I believe, levels higher than they were in the original Crystal, which is quite a buff, which is impressive. And this is in all caps. Let us raise your Pokemon for you! Keep your voice down. Alright, can we go in here? Let's see what they got for us. I'm the daycare lady. Do you know about eggs? My husband and I were raising some Pokemon, you see. We were shocked to find an egg. How incredible could that be? Alright, in the original Pokemon Crystal, they would actually give you this egg. So, on the off chance that they want a free space in your party, I'm going to deposit Togepi into the PC. And we'll see what that'll do. It was only in international versions of the original Crystal where they would give you the egg. Alright, you gonna hand it over? No. I wonder if the daycare man will hand it over. And it is no longer raining, which is interesting. I was raising Pokemon with my wife, you see. We were shocked to find an egg. How incredible is that? Well, wouldn't you like this egg? Then fine, it's yours to keep. We received the odd egg. Alrighty. Now, in the original Crystal version, this egg had, I believe, a 12.5% or 1 in 8 chance of hatching into a shiny Pokemon. But in the Japanese version of Pokemon Crystal... Oh, in the Japanese version of Pokemon Crystal, you actually got the egg at the Pokemon Communication Center in Goldenrod City, which was cut out of the international versions. That egg, I believe, had a 50% chance of hatching into a shiny. So I don't know what the exact rate on this particular egg in Pokemon Liquid Crystal is, but I have a feeling that if it does happen to hatch into a shiny, then I will probably use it, but I don't know if they have the added shiny bonus programmed into this or not. We'll just have to wait and see until it hatches. And of course, since the game seems to be convinced that it's nighttime, I'm fighting the officer, because the officers will only fight you at night, at least in the original Pokemon Crystal. There's one on this route, and there's one north of Goldenrod City as well. Alright, we got one last trainer, and we should be in Goldenrod City, which is awesome. And it's kind of awkward that I pick up an egg now, because I was actually thinking of doing some leveling up in between episodes to prepare myself for Whitney's Miltank, because I have a feeling they probably buffed that thing like crazy to make it more of a challenge. So we'll just have to see. Hopefully it doesn't hatch off screen like the last one did. The egg in the original games would hatch into, I believe, any one of the baby Pokemon introduced in Gold and Silver. So I believe that's Magby, Smoochum, Elekid, Igglybuff, Tyrogue, Pichu, and I want to say that's it, but I'm probably forgetting one. Why is it playing the gym leader defeated music? That's pretty funny. I didn't know Camper Calvin was such a challenge. Did I screw up my training? So what, do I get a camper badge now? Interesting little bug right there. Goldenrod City north, Azalea Town south. Alex Forest somewhere between. Very, very specific. Alright, here we are. Goldenrod City. I'm liking the music. Looks like they've staggered around the layout. Okay, so they did put the Pokemon Communication Center into Pokemon Liquid Crystal, so let's explore it. Because I've never actually explored it in the Japanese version of Pokemon Crystal, so this is a new experience for me. Very, very large layout in here. Let's just get the healing out of the way. Alrighty. Thank you for waiting, and we've restored your Pokemon to full health. Awesome. What is this over here? Pokécom Center, first floor, information left, teleport administration. Huh. Center, trade corner, right, Pokemon news. As you can see, the Goldenrod Pokemon Center is operative, but some areas are still closed to the public, such as this teleport room. I wonder if it's like a beta feature that isn't currently enabled, or if it will be enabled later on in the storyline somehow. What is this? Welcome to the Pokemon Cable Club. Which first services do you wish to use? Okay, so it looks like it's trading and battling here, same old stuff. What do we got down here? It's a Pokemon news machine, no news to read yet. Be interesting if that probably would use the internet to potentially deliver updates on the development of the hack. But I don't know for sure. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's see what else we can explore. I know in the original game, in the bottom floor of the department store right here, there was some stuff you could grab. So let's see if they put that in. This is really just going to be like a hodgepodge episode of exploring. Pick a floor. Basement. It's going to be like a hodgepodge episode of exploring. I don't really plan on doing any story progress or anything. I'm just going to check out Goldenrod City because it is a quite massive area. Alright, we got a potion down here. Now, I believe all these crates would shift position in the original game. I don't remember what the parameter of that is, but if it's time-based, then some of these items are locked out to us. I'm going to try and see if leaving and coming back will change it. Let's go to the first floor, and let's head back and see if that changes it. I doubt it, but it's always possible. Nope. What do you guys have to say? Hey kid, you're holding us up. Our policy is to work behind the scenes where no one can see us. Ooh-ah, ooh-ah, the stuff on the ground is junk. Take it if you want it. I'd love to if I could get to it. I lose my passion for work if someone's watching. Come on kid, scoot. Well, it doesn't seem like there's anything more for us here, so let's head on out. Alright, let's head back to first floor and let's go explore somewhere else. Right back out into the city. Very, very nice. What do they got over here? A little nook right there, which is awesome. Goldenrod City, the festive city of opulent charm. And we've got the train tracks right here, of course, because the magnet train travels to Saffron City later on in the game. I know there's a new bike shop, but I can't find it anywhere. Oh yes, I forgot about this. There is a bike shop down here somewhere. What is this? All your questions answered. Goldenrod Science Center. That is a completely new area, which is pretty interesting. I believe this is the bike shop right here. Alright, what do you got? I moved here, but I can't sell my bicycles. Why is that? Could you ride a bicycle and advertise for me? Absolutely. Give me your name and phone number and I'll loan you a bicycle. And we get the bicycle. Now, I don't know if the phone numbers actually work just yet in the hack, but in the original Pokemon Crystal, if you rode the bike around long enough, the bike man would call you and thank you for doing your advertising, and then he'd just let you keep the bike for free. I'm going to set it registered to select right there because honestly, what other item would you use? Alright, so let's go check out this Science Center. I'm very, very intrigued. Wonder if this is where you revive fossils. It's free to look around, so have fun. The new Science Center was built to conduct research on Pokemon in Johto. The layout seems quite similar to the research center on Cinnabar Island, which in the Pokemon Crystal was actually absent because of a volcano that destroyed the facility. I found a strange Ditto a while ago, but I wanted a normal one. Do you have a normal Ditto you could trade for my unique one? No, but I'm quite intrigued. I wonder if it's like a shiny or something, or if it has a Pokerus infection. I found this most remarkable fossil inside Mount Moon. I think it's of a rare prehistoric Pokemon. Yep, it looks like they've just transplanted a bunch of the features of the Cinnabar facility over here. What do you gotta say, sir? I learned a new skill the other day. I can teach awesome new moves to Pokemon. Hey, you're a trainer, I see. Why don't I teach you a nifty move called Dragon Claw? I think we'll skip that out for now, but if I ever need it, I might come back. I'll have to remember that. Eevee can evolve into one of 5 kinds of Pokemon as of this game, of course. In current games, it can evolve into one of 8 different forms. Have you heard of the Ruins of Alph? Indeed, we have. It's a mystery to every researcher. And this guy... Hiya, I'm an important doctor. Yes, very much so indeed. Here, I study rare Pokemon fossils. All the time I study. You, have a fossil for me? No, that's too bad. So it looks like this is where you can come to revive fossils, which were actually unobtainable in the original Gold, Silver, and Crystal. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you could revive fossils at, I believe, the Pewter City Museum, which was actually open in that version of the game. In the original Pokemon Crystal, the museum was not open. Ooh, it's friendly towards you. It looks sort of happy. I guess this is the Happiness Raider's house, which is awesome. Lots and lots of different things you can do in Goldenrod City. Let's see what we got over here. This should be the radio tower. Indeed it is. They built the new radio tower to replace the old creaky one. So this is the radio tower. Indeed. Okay, now I'm intrigued because this whole side of the city appears to be completely open to the ocean, which is unique because the original Pokemon Crystal did not have any sort of accessible shoreline in Goldenrod City. So this should be interesting to examine. Let's go in the radio tower and see what they got. Welcome! Welcome to you too. Hello, welcome to the radio tower. Please take this gift for Please take this gift for visiting the radio tower. The Premier Ball. Awesome. Not very good, but awesome. We have a special quiz campaign on right now. Answer 5 questions correctly to win a radio expansion card. Slide it into your Pokegear to listen to the radio anytime, anywhere. Sure, let's take the quiz. Question 1. Is there a Pokemon in this game that appears only in the morning? I would be willing to bet yes. Question 2. Is this statement correct? You can't buy a bicycle at a mart. That is true. Does TM02 contain the move Blizzard? I believe TM02 contains Headbutt. So, question 4. Does Professor Oak live in New Barktown? Absolutely not. And final question. Are there any Pokemon that are not catchable in this game? If I'm remembering their list of features, I believe you can catch every single Pokemon. Oh dear. I wonder which one they're not allowed to have, because the website does tout that every single Pokemon is obtainable. I wonder if it's like Deoxys or something. Well, let's just zoom right through here. Yes. Yes. No. No. Yes. So I'm really curious to know what is unobtainable. It's probably some sort of legendary or something wackadoodle like that. Because they let you have like the trade evolve Pokemon through various other methods, so... And let's tune into the radio show. Let's see what feature that has. Go into the Pokegear right here. Use. What does radio do? Yeah, it's currently not working. I wonder if the radio option was there before. I'm pretty sure it was, actually. But anyway, we just did that little quiz, which is fun. What do they got up here? Now, unfortunately, I'm actually out of time right now, which is a bit of a disappointment. I wanted to get more stuff done this episode, but unfortunately, I just am being called away. So next time on Pokemon Liquid Crystal, we are going to be exploring more of Goldenrod City and perhaps taking on the gym. See you guys next time!